Hi, welcome to She Spice. Wallace has, as of late, caused disturbances with her cases about alarming encounters at occasions facilitated by Sha Diddy Combes, zeroing in on claims encompassing the idea of his notorious parties. Wallace, a previous visitor at one of the get-togethers, stood up during interviews also, on stages like Delicate White Underside, specifying what she portrayed as profoundly improper exercises, including the two grown-ups and minors at these parties. Hello, gracious, my golly, it's still rock. You're doing so great, definitely. It was exceptionally difficult for her to say it. Ashley, so what she said was she was flown out from LA to Miami by the Saudi sovereign. They wound up on Star Island at one of Diddy's gatherings, which she says occurred in 2018. She says she strolled into the house and there was a bunch of grown-ups around what she depicted as pretty much nothing individuals spruced up as Japanese Barbies. So she made sense of that. They were simply grouped around these little individuals, and I continued to push her, and she in the long run said, "Look, they are little individuals who ought not be at a grown-up party," and I pushed her, and it was evident what she was saying. They were minor. Tanea charges that Diddy's gatherings frequently had a dim undercurrent, where visitors were compelled into awkward or shifty circumstances. She related going to a party at Diddy's Miami Chateau in 2018, where her telephone was seized upon passage, a move she deciphered as a strategy to forestall documentation of the occasions inside. She portrayed scenes of weighty drinking nakedness and unequivocal conduct, which she asserts included unseemly exercises, transparently occurring in different regions of the occasion. She further indicated the inclusion of certain superstars and other high-profile people in these episodes. It's really because the road has like an entire bundle of palm trees and stuff like that. Like you realize I did TMZ. I just did a narrative for TMZ last week, right? Okay? And it's the I saw you on the first. Goodness, they're doing a follow-up, yes, since they have more data, so it was the ruin of Diddy that is valid. There's like hundreds of additional allegations after the first, definitely, precisely. Thus, I plunked down with Harvey, and, fundamentally, I arrived since I had film, so I gave them film that no one has. Okay. Thus, we're on our way to Star Island. I'm in my snap recording, like gracious Diddy's home is lit, yet I haven't arrived at this point, so I'm not knowing when we get to the entryway that they plan to secure our telephones and air pocket cases. We could hold it yet. It's secured. We can't utilize it. Among the additional stunning cases is the affirmation that kids were available at a portion of these gatherings wearing improper outfits. Tanea referenced seeing diggers who showed up out of place in such a climate, starting serious worries about their well-being and prosperity. The disclosures line up with claims documented by other people who charge an example of ruthless ways of behaving at these music social occasions. All right, it's to every one of the children. The kids have like 60 minutes left, so settle in, kids, because after that, you all got to go. It's a wrap for you all, because this transforms into something that, when you all age, try not to need to come to approve. These charges arise in the midst of a rush of claims against Diddy. More than 100 people have allegedly approached him, blaming him for wrongdoing, dealing, and, what's more, different violations. His lawful group denies these charges, calling them outlawish. What's more, important for a media free for all in any case, the cases have powered more extensive conversations about offense in the media outlet. Among the most alarming cases are accounts including casualties as young as 9 years of age, raising significant worries about the security of diggers and the potential for abuse inside the diversion industry. The rundown of supposed casualties is said to incorporate kids, ladies, and men, mirroring an expansive and changed gathering of people who have made claims against Diddy. There's new charges against Sean P. Diddy Combes, a Texas lawyer, says he presently addresses, get this, 120 asserted casualties, male and female grown-ups, and kids whose claims length over 30 years. The records of the supposed casualties have not been completely screened. However, their cases included drug-filled rapes. Like what the federal authorities depicted in their lawbreaker prosecution of the music tycoon, Diddy's at present sitting in a government prison, anticipating preliminary on sex dealing, racketeering, and intrigue charges. He argued not blameworthy to all charges, and yet again his lawyer expressed that his client decidedly denied, and he asserted that he physically manhandled anybody. End statement. Here's the main concern: he searched for bail, once couldn't get it searched for it 2 times, couldn't get it lawyer Tony Bisbee has uncovered that 25 underage casualties have independently recorded claims against Diddy, each charging different types of unfortunate behavior dissimilar to a class activity suit. These cases are unmistakable individual filings, a choice. Busby highlights the remarkable and individual nature of every casualty's experience by treating each case independently. The legitimate interaction takes into consideration a more point-by-point assessment of each casualty's record, allowing them an opportunity to present explicit proof and declaration applicable to their cases. 25 of the 120 people who are offended parties in these cases were minors at the hour of the act's gripped of the time span of the demonstrations, wind of is extremely wide. The lead on that issue ranges from the years 1991 as far as possible till this year 2024. In the event that you can't help thinking about why there are so many claimed casualties, that is your response. We're discussing over 25 years of this kind of direct. A few superstars have tended to their encounters or information of Diddy's gatherings, with responses going from incredulity to by and large judgment. Aubrey O'Day and others have underscored the fundamental idea of offense in the amusement world, while some, like Ashton Kutcher and Beam J, have shared equivocal memories, neither affirming nor by and large denying offense, accusing what happens to racketeering trick. Sex dealing highway transportation for prostitution. The prosecution affirms that between something like 2008 and the present comes mishandled, undermined, and forced casualties to satisfy his sexual cravings, safeguard his standing, and hide his direct scene Combs drove and partook in. A racketeering trick that utilized the business domain he controlled to complete crime, including sex dealing. Power work capturing pyromania payoff, and the obstacle of equity, the arraignment affirms that Brushes mishandled and took advantage of ladies and others for quite a long time, and in an assortment of ways as supposed Brushes use power, dangers of power, and compulsion to cause casualties to participate in expanded sexual exhibitions with male business sex laborers, some of whom he shipped or caused to be moved over state lines. Agents are zeroing in not just on understanding the degree of these claims, yet in addition, on analyzing how such ways of behaving could have been covered for such a long time. The expected size of the case highlights a more extensive issue inside high-profile circles where power irregular characteristics can establish conditions where offense goes unreported. The claimed casualties guarantee they were constrained at parties hosed by him as he and others took advantage of them. This most recent turn of events could escalate the argument against the hip-hop tycoon. We will make damn sure, damn certain that we're just previously. We do that. The claim covers occurrences tracing all the way back to 1991, including affirmed sexual maltreatment, many connected with Brushes at his notorious white gatherings occasions, supposedly including drugs. Busby plans to document cases across a few states, expressing we will leave no stone unturned to see as all possibly at-risk parties come at present confined, later being denied a bill, 2 times as earnestly, furthermore, completely denied the cases, calling them false and abusive. Numerous previous participants of Diddy's gatherings have communicated an absence of shock with respect to the new claims against him. They have related a climate set apart by overabundance where wild ways of behaving and improper exercises were ordinary. This culture of extravagance, what's more, the negligence for limits report supposedly cultivated a climate where unfortunate behavior could happen without challenge. A few superstars have pondered their encounters at these social events, perceiving that the indications of alarming conduct were clear, and still, after all that, we've all things considered spoken with a few groups who say honestly they're not astounded by any of this as the goal. Consideration may be regarding the examination now movements to a portion of Diddy's companions and workers. A previous participant of Diddy's Notorious gatherings, who wishes to remain mysterious, has given further knowledge into the extreme idea of these occasions as indicated by this individual. The parties were known for their rich scale now and again, enduring great past 24 hours. The celebrations frequently started with breakfast served, actually by Diddy establishing the vibe for a day of relentless festivity. The principal parties were followed by selective get-togethers explicitly customized for celebrity visitors and high-profile big names. These private gathering rings permitted the tip-top to associate in detachment away from the public eye. This is Diddy, Like at a Diddy party, he's continuously going to turn up no face, no name his voice mutilated at an anxiety toward countering this. If you're all not at Diddy's home, you're all not. Subscribe She Spice for more.